So in the previous videos, we have learned the concept of speed, distance and time. Then we learned the concept of displacement, velocity and acceleration. Now in this video, we're going to learn a very important concept. It is known as equations of uniformly accelerated motion. So there are basically three equations of motion. What they do is they relate five quantities: initial velocity, final velocity, displacement, acceleration and time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to first write down those three equations of motion. We'll understand one by one what each of them means, and then in the next video I'll show you how to derive them, and then we'll practice various numericals how to apply them. So let's begin. So the first step is I'm going to write down the three equations of motion. The first equation of motion is V is equal to U plus AT. So see, there are four variables over here: V, U, A and T. V stands for final velocity, U stands for initial velocity, A for acceleration, T for time. So let me write it down over here. So the first equation of motion is relating these four quantities: initial velocity, final velocity, acceleration and time. Is this clear? Let's move on to the second equation of motion. So the second equation of motion is S is equal to U into T plus half AT square. Now here S stands for displacement, not speed. S is displacement, U is initial velocity, T is time and A is acceleration. So let me write it down. So the second equation of motion is again relating four variables: displacement, initial velocity, time and acceleration. So I hope this is also clear. Now the final equation of motion, that is third equation of motion, V square is equal to U square plus 2AS. Again we have four variables. Here V is final velocity, U is initial velocity, A is acceleration, S is displacement. So we write it down. So these over here are the three equations of motion. So I need you to memorize these three equations of motion. And if you notice carefully guys, each equation of motion has exactly four variables: 4, 4 and 4. Right? So I repeat once again. The first equation of motion is V is equal to U plus AT. Second is S is equal to UT plus half AT square. And third is V square is equal to U square plus 2S. So I hope these three equations are clear. Now in the next video I'll show you how to derive these equations, and then we're going to practice several numericals based on this. So in most of the numericals, out of these four quantities, three will be given to you and fourth one will be asked. So we'll just write down what is given to us, what is asked. We'll have four quantities, match them over here, you'll easily get the answer. Is this clear? So these over here are the three equations of motion. Remember guys, they're applicable only in case of uniformly accelerated motion. So only when you have uniformly accelerated motion can we apply these equations. As far as class 9th is concerned, you have only uniformly accelerated motion. So don't worry, right? Nevertheless, you should know when you can apply. So these over here are the three equations of uniformly accelerated motion.